Here's how you make Postum. It says it's a warm beverage drink, but you do have to have hot water. If your water's not hot, this drink just doesn't turn out the same way. I don't like to boil my water because once you boil the water, and this tip goes for tea, coffee, anything that you're doing, that you're adding water to make your drink. If you have to boil it, once it reaches that boiling point, when you add it into your beverage that you're making, it's going to burn the material, and it's gonna alter the taste. So for example, if you make tea and you boil the water and put your tea bag in there, it's going to make your tea, a lot of the times it'll be bitter. So the same thing is with this Postum. I find if the water is too hot, then it changes the taste and it makes it bitter. But if the water's not hot enough, then you don't get the full dissolving of the Postum powder. So I've put in about 1.5 teaspoons. I like mine a little bit stronger, so I put in 1.5 teaspoons into the bottom of the cup. And now that the water is just at the right temperature, I'll put it in and show you where it goes. So now that the water is just under a boiling point, I'm just going to pour it in, and I'm going to only add about 1/4 cup, maybe 1/3 cup. You see, I don't want to fill it up too much because this is where I want to be able to dissolve the Postum into the water. A lot of times you'll get the corners of the mug is where it'll catch, so you just want to take your spoon and stir that around and make sure you give it a nice stir. And at this point, you're going to smell it, that molasses that comes through. So now I've gotten it all stirred. What I like to do is I like to just come with my spoon and see if there's any big lumps around the corners. Those lumps would be the molasses. You are trying to get that to dissolve. So if you come across and you get like lumps that are bigger than that, that's just stuck to the spoon. But if you get big lumps, just use your spoon to stir it around a little bit. So what if it takes a little extra work to get your Postum done in the morning? The work was what makes it enjoyable. And there you go. I stir it around. I look for any other lumps, make sure it didn't miss any. And then it's time for sweetener and milk. I find that just a little touch of agave helps to bring out that smoky, rich flavor of the molasses in the Postum. And now we're just going to add a little creamer to just cool it down, because when water gets to that temperature, it is a little too hot for me to enjoy it. You don't want to cool it too much, but just enough to your own tastings. Now, of course, I'm using, what is that? That's cashew milk today. We are vegan and plant-based, and I'm going to show you this right here. See if I can get this into focus. Well, I'll put a picture of it up anyways. It's vegan, it's non-GMO, and I am so happy to have Postum back. Enjoy!